Monday, the 7th of April, and we're looking at the astrology for the first part of this week. Okay, so I'm going to go straight to the chart and share. And there is actually something about this chart that might seem familiar. I feel as if I've been looking at it all my life. We've had very little movement as far as main players are concerned. Everything has seemed to be focused around the beginning of Aries and the end of Pisces for quite some time. But this in itself is going to give us some information with regard to what's happening out there in the world. I'll just point out that the moon has moved into Leo, and so that is making a trine to the sun. So that's a friendly and harmonious aspect between the sun and the moon. They're both in fire, and that simply means that they're coming from the same angle, that they're in the same sort of mood. Okay, so we have Mercury stationed and Venus is still going retrograde. And these are as close as they could possibly be at this moment, both at 25 degrees, Saturn at 25 degrees, Venus at 25 degrees, and there's only 3 tiny minutes of arc between them, so pretty much exact. If you want to hear about what it means to have Venus conjunct Saturn, there is a video that I recorded last week. So if you go back to that one, it'll give you all the gen. It basically means these two Earth planets are working against each other. They're two sides of the same coin, really. One is about giving and awarding, and the other is about denial and austerity. So Saturn is the bigger player, arguably, and may well be stifling out Venus's usual magnetic appeal. Okay, so what is the astrology then? Right. Well, the astrology is actually all about stagnation and about the fact that everything seems as if it's same again, as if we're going round and round in a hamster wheel. There is, however, something in this chart which is more exaggerated when the moon is not in an earth sign. In general, there is very little representation of the earth element. And what this means is that we aren't bringing anything down to earth. We aren't getting a material outcome. Everything appears to be in action, but nothing is rooting in the ground. There is nothing that becomes embodied or corporeal. And yet we're still going round and round in the hamster wheel. Now, this is very nice if you're in the UK at the moment, for instance, because we are stagnated and going round and round in a hamster wheel, but that happens to be to do with the weather. And because of high pressure, we have extraordinary weather for this time of the year. It literally is summer weather. And of course, it's only April when it's normally freezing cold and raining. You know, the UK, it rains. And so we're very happy to be going round and round in this hamster wheel with the sun, brilliant sun and blue skies for most of us anyway. And well, this is all right. I'll keep repeating this one. It's fooling nature, that's for certain. Everything's bursting into life. However, if you are one of these unfortunate people who is dependent on what's happening in the States as far as the economy and the politics are concerned, then sadly you're stuck in a play or a Groundhog Day where the stuff keeps repeating, but nothing is moving on, and equally nothing seems to make common sense, as in corporeal and manifest and realistic. It's just sort of whipped up and then staying there, all whipped up and repeating and repeating and repeating. One thing that Saturn Venus does have a usual representation or similarity with a Saturn Venus conjunction in the sky is finances or financial markets around the world can be depressed. Venus can represent money. Saturn can represent austerity, denial, and so that it's just natural when these two come together, there is a flattening of the enthusiasm of belief in growth. And that alone can sort of flatten the market, really. Just the expectation. And the expectation is being mirrored by the heavens in the presence of these two planets conjunct each other side by side. So, not a lot to report. One thing that, of course, has changed is Mercury is now stationary, and that's for me. I'm a Gemini, so I'm ruled by Mercury. That just adds really to my Groundhog Day. Everything repeating and repeating. I'll keep watering these plants. I'll keep watering these plants. Having to water plants in April is quite something in the UK. Okay, from now on, Mercury goes forward. And for some people, that is brilliant news. It does mean that you can now pick up on all those projects and do all those things, even though you're going overground again for the third time. Nevertheless, now you can see all the bits that you missed the first time. Now you can check and see that everything is tickety-boo, and forward you go. A lot of people don't sign contracts and make serious decisions. And if Mercury is retrograde, I, on the other hand, do make serious decisions and I sign contracts because with that natural slowing process of going over something again, it means that I'll probably be thoughtful about it instead of just dashing through it. But there we go. Right now, so that's I'm hope you're happy with that. I think it's astrology even to even to explain why everything appears to be staying the same. I'm going to see you on Wednesday. I hope that would be nice. And in the meantime, don't forget to buy my book. My latest book, The Easy Way to Learn Astrology. I've actually got a copy somewhere. The Easy Way to Learn Astrology. Here it is. And it's only £13, and it's got all my secrets in, everything that has taught me astrology and all the astrology that I come out with you. The secrets and the mysteries are in this book. So it's only thin and it's very cheap. If you buy it, then you'll be amazed at how it changes your astrology. That's what everybody keeps saying anyway, and I think it does. This way of looking at the world is different to the schools. Okay, I'm now going to say goodbye. That's enough of the sales pitch. Shut up. I'll go. Okay, bye. See you Wednesday.